Welcome back everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now guys, today we're going to be looking at an Apple iPad and a MacBook. Now you're probably watching this video from the title, you're undecided whether you should put your money towards a new iPad or a new MacBook. Now the answer in terms of things isn't that simple because it all comes down to your personal needs. But I think the main thing is you saying, should you buy an iPad or buy a MacBook? We're going to go through some things in this video which will help you make your decision. Now, both of them are both small, lightweight, and especially with the type of money that you're going for. If you're going to go for a iPad option, then there are a whole variety of options that you could potentially go for. Now, of course, all of them are lightweight. You have the normal iPad itself. So the iPad, for example, the iPad 10. And then you would have potentially the iPad Air, which gives you a lot of the Pro capabilities in a much thinner and smaller design, which has capability of using the Apple Pencils. So if you're a designer, an iPad Air could be a very, very good option. Then you have the Pro models, which have a lot more power in terms of the M series chips, which are the same powered like these MacBooks that are currently there with the silicon chips. So, and even again, you then have the 11-inch model and then the 12-inch model. So I think the main aspect is the questions that you've got to ask yourself is, what are you going to be doing with it? If you're going to be doing designing, drawing, and using an Apple Pencil, then an iPad is probably going to be a very, very good option. However, if you are designing, etc., drawing, and then you will need to use a computer, then this is where people get unstuck. So the iPad and then the keyboard case that comes with it, which is then another option on top. So an iPad, let's say you have £1,000 to spend. You could get yourself an iPad Pro, which will do the majority of things powerfully. But then if you're looking at keyboard as well, you're then going to be potentially looking at another £300 on top or $300 on top. So then the cost becomes more to be able to get it like a computer. And you're then going to be spending similar money if you're going for a base model MacBook Air, which you can get a base model MacBook Air at the moment for around $999, £999, brand new. So you're going to be spending a lot more money overall with that keyboard. Yes, okay, you then have the light aspect of ease, carrying it around, it's going to be smaller. It's just the limitations as well, is if you're going to be doing a lot more computer focused work, then the problem is with these iPads is the iPad iOS is just not designed to be a computer. It will do the majority of simple tasks, typing, sending notes, emails. But when you want to use some more professional apps, it just won't be the same. It just will not be as good. Don't get me wrong, it will be fantastic. Now, and then, so this is what I'm saying is in terms of the actual, what you need it for. Now, when you buy a MacBook, if you're looking again around £1,000, you're going to be looking at a MacBook Air. And I think the main aspect is with this, if you're going to be doing coding, the coding applications, especially the main used ones at the moment, are not yet supported on the iPads. And I think this is the aspect where the problem occurs with the iPad. The MacBook, yes, okay, it's going to be slightly bigger and potentially not as portable. However, the Airs are very light. They're very slim. You can carry them around in a very thin case like this if you just needed to go there. The battery life, okay, not as good as an iPad, but it will still last you. If you buy it brand new, they're quoting around 18 hours of use time at the moment. So I think, again, as I said, it really depends on what you are going to use it for. And you're probably sitting there going, well, I want to design, I want to draw, but I also need to use a computer at the same time. And this is where my recommendation comes in, because all of the new iPads, MacBooks, etc., are all going to be extremely powerful. And for 90 to 95% of the users, that's when I would always recommend getting a base model of these models. So this is what I'm going to put out there. If you're looking at a new iPad or a new Mac or a new MacBook, do you really need a brand new one? And this is where my thinking comes into things. If you had the budget, I think that, for example, second-hand versions of these and buying both together and completing the Apple ecosystem is fantastic, because there's features between the two and they sync seamlessly. For example, like Sidecar. You don't even have to be using Sidecar, but you can set up the system where using a mouse on your MacBook will automatically go over to the screen on your iPad, and you can drag documents across either or with easy transfer. So potentially, if you were to pick up a second-hand, for example, M1 iPad 11-inch and a second-hand MacBook Air M1, you might spend maybe £100 to £200 more, but you would then have both and be able to use the full Apple ecosystem. Now, I know that says, well, actually now we're buying two things, but you will then get best of both worlds. You'll get your design, you'll get your iPad with the ability to use an Apple Pencil or anything along those lines. And we had a look at, on a budget, we had a look at some of the alternative Apple Pencils in another video. So if you wanted to go back and have a look at that, go check out that video. And we've also looked at the benefits of both of these individually, of why they are still fantastic, even for nearly 5 years down the line, and how powerful they are, because these were revolutionary chips, the M1 chips. So I think the main aspect is that if you're going to be designing, drawing, photo editing, then potentially the iPad could be the one. If you are going to be doing more coding, more heavy duty kind of video editing, then you're going to need a MacBook. As I said before, if you don't mind buying secondhand, on eBay at the moment, you can pick up these iPads in fairly good condition between £500 up to £650 if you wanted a higher model. And these MacBook Airs at the moment, I've seen even some brand new deals on, for example, Amazon. They were coming down to kind of £650, and they were brand new. However, you can pick them up on eBay for a much less, around the £500 to $550 mark. So I think my recommendation is if you can and you have the budget, get them both. You won't be disappointed. They will work seamless with each other. But guys, let me know what you have. Do you use both? I know there's some people out there that use their iPads like computers, because the scrolling and consuming of content is all they need it for. They do not need anything else whatsoever. They don't need to create. And I think that's where that's good. If you're searching emails and stuff and you just have a keyboard and you're just watching YouTube and bits and pieces, then definitely an iPad is probably all you're going to need. But anything else intensive, like the sorting of files, etc., then that's where it becomes more difficult, and you will probably need a MacBook. But both in unison work together. So guys, let me know, what do you have? Do you have just an iPad? Do you have just a MacBook? Or do you have both as well? So guys, hit a like on this video, and please do subscribe to the channel. As I said, if you missed out some of the last videos to do with these Apple Pencils, and this one here is the real one. As I said, we tested some alternatives and put them to the test against the Apple Pencil, and you'll be really surprised with the results. So go check out that video. We've also spoke about these individual. So this is an M1 iPad Pro 11-inch, and this is a MacBook Air 8GB M1. So go check out each of those videos individually if you would like to learn a little bit more about each of those and what my thoughts are if you are still undecided of what to buy. So guys, thank you so much, and I will catch you in the next one.